short break. So, can we entertain those questions now? Any? Remember, I did not create your will. I need to stress that from the beginning. I did not create your will, or you created it. So, question. Exactly.
But then sometimes when it comes to family, you're not the only one making the decision. There is a clause here that says everyone is free to express opinions easily without fear. How true can that be when you are not the only party involved? So some of all these imbalance, how to be handling?
Play your own part. Play your own part. And don't get overworked by the other person's actions and attitude. Play your own part that will contribute to that state that you desire. And leave the other one to God to be able to play the other part. Because when it comes to relationship, you can't change anybody. You can't change anybody. You can only influence someone. You can't change them. So you leave that other person to the hand of God. That's the God side to what we do. Yes, sir.
In my will, it's...
In your apple.
Yes. I think it's the potato now. It's labeled slow. Because the depression in there is finance. Why I have 18, 17, 15 other areas, there was an abysmal 7. And that is something I can't control. The economy. I can't control that. How fluid can I get to overcome this?
And that's the point. When you say, I can't control, that's a lie. And it's a lie we keep telling ourselves because in this same economy, there are opportunities. The question is, are you looking out for them? Or there are certain opportunities that you actually desire and they are not the ones you are having because of the issue of preferences. So you may need to rejig that in your mind. So, as a pharmacist, your preferences will be maybe in those areas. But is it not possible to branch off? Why still retaining your pharmaceutical whatever? To branch off and invest in some other areas that may gradually help economy-wise? Think about it. Think about it. There is
that is, how can you now yourself at least have that contentment and deal with the issue? How?
You should know if you're forgiven a matter. True or false? It's true. So when you refer to a matter in the past, it's not because you have not forgiven. You want to make a link for correction. They are two different things entirely. And there is nothing bad in referring someone to a past incident because you want to bring them to an awareness of a pattern that has developed or may be developing to help them overcome it. That does not mean you have not done. Even God refers to the past. Yeah, exactly. And the purpose is not to spite you or to destroy you. It's to help you notice patterns so that you can correct it and move on with life. So when people say forgive and forget, it's not correct. You can forgive and still remember. It's just your emotion that makes the difference. All right.
My question is this: can anyone have a perfect sin?
I really don't know, but I think it's possible. Yes. It depends on what you mean by a perfect life. You see, we don't seek perfection, we seek harmony. Yes, we don't work for perfection. We work for harmony. Harmony is when all the areas of life are working in unison together. That's what we work for, not perfection. Perfection does not exist on this side of the shore. It's on the other side. But harmony exists here, where we can live in interrelations with another and things move well. So harmony is what we work for, not perfection. All right. So having looked at the shape of your will, let's use one word to describe the shape of our will. Again. Let's use one word to describe the shape of our will again. Remember the word you used before? That's the word I want to hear. So let's start from where we started before. Immovable. It's only God that is immovable. Immovable. Discouraging. Unsatisfied. Excruciating. Immovable. Unsatisfied. Immovable. Yes. Grinding.
When you were asking them, something else came to my mind.
Obstructing. Meaning, you have not finished drawing it. Finish drawing it now before I reach here, so that you will tell me your word. We already have word. Exactly. The word has content and it has meaning. I'm preaching now. Yes, Auntie Justin? Immovable. Yes, Uch? Immovable. Frustrating. Discouraging. Moving. Yes. Frustrating. Immovable. Unsafe. And you they carry my children inside that car. Huh? Disastrous. And my children they inside that disastrous car. Stuck. Slowly frustrating. Stressful. Obstructing. we still remember, we're not just with stuck. Speechless. the chef, you know what struck me? It first his. Oh my God. Yes, sir. Disappointing. And we try to spell it. Slow. Unsatisfying. Oh, yeah, mean, not just draining, no, but energy draining. And we all concluded that For us to change the shape of our wheel, we must just move to transformation. Transformation is the key to changing the way our tire looks. And it's important so that we can change our tire actually looks. Each time we talk about transformation, what comes to your mind is what? The butterfly. How many stages? How many stages? How many stages? 4. And the butterfly is the master in transformation. Moving from one stage onto another until it reaches this beautiful point. Self-transformation is how you bring about a change in the aspect of 1, who you are, 2, what you want to do, and 3, where you want to lead your life. Self-transformation is how you bring about what? A change in 1, who you are, 2, what you want to do, and 3, where you want to lead your life. Not live your life, but lead your life. Once you are able to understand this, then the journey begins. Once you are able to realize that I need to make a change in an aspect of my life, then your life takes off. And that's the reason for the life wheel. Because I keep saying that most times we tell ourselves a lie. And what's the lie we tell ourselves? I'm doing well. Things are okay. When things are not really okay. Possibly because we have not brought ourselves to a point of realization and acceptance, because there's been nothing to bring us to a point like the instrument of the life wheel. Or we were only just treating some areas of our lives and feeling that things were okay, when all others were left unattended to. And it is supposed to be a wheel, not a square or a rectangle. So, I ask that question. Which areas of your life, which areas were badly affected in your life wheel? Some said 4, some said 5, some said 2. So what do you intend to do? I want you to watch this video. Sarah Infilga's story and journey of self-transformation in fitness, combined with dietary adjustments and little surgery. Very, very little. Watch this. She's a great inspiration to me. Oh, sorry then. Let me go back. Does she look like the person you saw earlier? 31 months journey. She made up her mind it was what she was going to do. 31 months. That's close to 3 years. But she made up her mind. She was going to burn that fact by all means, whatever it will take. Just look at her. She doesn't look like, let's go back again.
Every good thing is possible.
Say that again.
Every good thing is possible.
Now, and then finally, we get to this point. 31 months. She decided that no excuse was good enough for the person she wanted to be. Can you hit the gym 5 times a week for 31 months? That was what she did. Can you decide to move yourself away from what was your regular diet, that which gave you enjoyment to eat, and move into another thing entirely? If some of you don't take a bottle of soft drinks or carbonated drink a day, it's like something is wrong. So this was Sarah. And she did it. Self-transformation. So, what should you do to take your life to the next level? What should you do? What should you do? So, let's see the 5 things you should do to achieve self-transformation. 5 things that you should do to achieve self-transformation. So let us begin with identifying patterns. Identifying patterns. When I talk about patterns, these are the things that come to my mind. So number 1, identify patterns. And what do I mean by patterns? Habits, behaviors, and thoughts. Habits, behaviors, and thoughts. These are the things that I mean when I refer to as patterns. Why it is so is because your body runs on autopilot. Things have been programmed already into you, and you act without thinking because that's the way your body has been programmed to act. Our bodies are literally like computers. The program that is installed is the program that is run. True or false? Therefore, your habits and your actions, as at this moment, are the result of installed programs in you. Who installed them? When were they installed? How were they installed? Was it without your permission? No, it was with your permission. So, after these have come to memorize certain things that have become repeated actions. And so we act. And it appears just natural with us. Because they are the products of our feelings and emotions. Statements that we constantly make to ourselves reveal the kind of programs that run inside us. Statements that we make to ourselves reveal the kind of software that has been installed within us. Some of these are the result of our environment, upbringing, parenting, friendships, relationship, or by the making of our minds that the things that we encounter and experience every day and daily. So, are you running on autopilot? Because patterns. Let's take a pattern. It's a pattern called procrastination. And what does that mean? Putting off till later what is necessary to be done now. Pattern. And there will be an explanation for doing that. Most people, underline, I didn't say some, most people who suffer from procrastination was as a result of what they experienced in their childhood, installed by their parents, and their parents were never aware. Because when that child was growing up, that child was pampered with what you can do later. And the parents thought that they were being good to the child by being nice to the child, by helping the child to put off later what they should do now. And so that child grew up with it. And it became a pattern. It became a habit. But the parents thought they were just being what? Nice. And so that was installed. Because what was installed was, you don't have to do it now. It can wait. You can do it anytime. And so that child grows up to, in quotes, an adolescent. And there is no relationship between that child and the parents. Because the parents now sees this child as a child that doesn't do this when it should be done. Go back to the child's childhood. You were the one who installed it. The child should bathe now. No, let's sleep. Let us sleep. Child can bathe later. And so very early, old, 4 months old, 1 year, 2 years, the program was installed. It has become a habit. It has become a pattern. Some of the statements you make to yourself are not your statements. They are statements you heard from your parents. There were things going around your home when you were growing up. And they have now traditionally become yours. And you think you own them. No, you don't. Watch the patterns. They have become consistent due to the beliefs that you have. So, without conscious awareness, like I mentioned, we build negative patterns. But the truth is that you are not the pattern. You are not the pattern. You only allowed the pattern. You are not it. Stop accepting that you are the pattern by the things that you say. So you hear some people say, I'm a procrastinator. No, you are not. You hear some people say that. You hear some people say, I have anger. It's a pattern. But you are not. So once you are able to note the pattern, it is not you. It is not you. But you must identify the habit, the behavior, or the thought pattern that sabotages your effort for self-transformation. So if I may ask you, what is one habit? What is one behavior? Or what is one thought that keeps you back from self-transformation? Here are some common negative habits. Procrastination. Distraction. And what's distraction? You can't keep your gaze or your focus on something from beginning to what? To the end. Something will always interrupt you or intercept your attention. What's another common pattern? Negative words. There are some people that it is natural for them to be devil's advocates. Very natural. There is no how you say something that is positive that they will not tell you the 1,000 negative sides. It is very natural with them. Why not should? Why can't? Why it can't work? Yes, we know it may not work, but it is not the same thing as it cannot. Negative words. And there are others whose common habit is quitting. They lack grit. Grit. They lack perseverance. Staying true to something until it is achieved. I refer to them as weak dodo. You know, in pidgin English, we say they don't have liver. So, any little thing, they quit. So, write out your common negative patterns now. Title them as habits, behaviors, and thoughts. Write down just 3 in each of these. 3 habits, negative habits, 3 negative behaviors, and 3 negative thoughts that have become common with you. I want you to identify 3 each. Quickly. Habits, 3. Behavior, 3. Thoughts, 3. Remember, it is your own. It is not my own. 3 common negative habits. 3 common negative behaviors. And 3 common negative thoughts. Write them down quickly. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. So this is the way we try to draw the very thin line. Behaviors have actions. Habits have to do with actions. So write out your common negative patterns, habits, behaviors, thoughts. 3 each. 3. 3. 3. Remember, you can write directly into your workbook, and that's better for you because you'll be able to review later. Since you have your workbook, you can write directly into your workbook. That's the way it's designed. They look, but they actually are not. So write out quickly. Quickly, let's keep going. Quickly. 3, just 3, not more than 3, in each of those HBT. Okay, who has finished? I have finished. Can I see your hand? You've written the 3 in each category already. Can I see your hand? Okay. Let me give us 2 minutes more. 2 minutes more. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Quickly. Who and who is online? Three. Can I have their names? Those online? Okay. I have written 3 each. Can I see your hand? Or I have written 1 in each. Can I see your hand? Okay. So, I'm going to leave it for volunteers now. You mention the category and you will tell me what you wrote in habit, behavior, and thoughts. Just 1. 1. Okay. Procrastination. Good. Under behavior, anger. Shouting. Under thoughts. No. This is what I want. What is the thought? There is a strain of thoughts. What's the thought that makes you overthink? What's the thought that makes you anxious? There is a thought, there is a state That's what I'm looking for. Yes, sir. Habit, distraction. Behavior, discouragement. How? Thomas is your younger brother. How? You're always asking how. That's why you don't sleep, because owls don't sleep. Yes, sir.
I have this issue of over-trusting people. Later backfire. And I also have this challenge of not finishing.
No. Okay.
So many books I started in. Most of the time I was reading the last chapters.
You read it 2 chapters, 3 chapters, 4 chapters. Have you read this book? Yes. Did you finish it? No.
Then I have this one I'm still fighting. So I'm gradually overcoming anger.
Okay.
Over time, it has.
So that's behavior. And thoughts. Under thoughts, what did you write?
I was trying to write fear.
Fear, yeah. There's something that comes to your mind that breeds fear. Yeah. Yes, who else? Who else? Yes, sir. Eating late. Yeah, it's a bad behavior. It's a very bad behavior. Yeah. Right. You always have negative thoughts about people. Yeah. The devil in every angel. Yeah. Not reading when you should. That also should be procrastination. Yeah. Yeah. Who else?
My habit, I wrote
Procrastination.
behavior, laziness,
Laziness.
then thought,
Fear
fear that it will not work.
that it will not work. Fear that it will not work. Yes, sir. I'll come back to which under habits, procrastination. So that means you lack grit. That's actually it. Grit. You lack grit, perseverance. Yeah.
Then behavior, inability to fall. I find it difficult to fall.
Behavior. Okay? We may also put that under procrastination. Yeah. Definitely. Yes, who else? One each. Yeah, I saw your hand.
Under habits, I have not sleeping enough.
On habits, you have what?
Not sleeping enough. Sleeping.
Oh, you don't sleep. Bad habit. Because you are there on your computer or phone. Good.
Under behavior, I have avoided people.
I didn't hear that.
Avoided people.
You avoid people because people are not good. You are the only good person on earth. Angel Mary.
And other thoughts like scared that I cannot do something.
I can't do it. I can't achieve it. I can't make it. Yes, who else? Who else? Remember, we are volunteering. Nobody, they call anybody. One more. Yes, Mrs. Olorun talk. Distraction. Oh, okay. Shouting. Shout. Not being confident. I'm going to hold a master class free on how shouting parents can overcome it. Yes. That's the title of the master class. How to stop being a shouting parent. Yes, in Nigeria. Yeah. actually, what you don't realize is that it's a psychological issue. Yes. That you are not aware of. Yes. And you just need to realize it and come out of that circle. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. 2 more and we are done so that we can proceed.
They are interwoven. We're working on it.
Okay.
It's
So habit. Okay, thought.
everything starts with a thought.
All right.
I think many people are inadequate and that they do not change.
Okay.
So,
You always see that.
no, I think
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. What you think is what you see.
I'm impressed sometimes, surprised, unexpected results do happen. Then by behavior, I now have high expectations. I usually have this expectation. I think I can do this.
Right.
I think you can't do this like I do. I'm efficient, I'm fast. And bros, I expect you to be able to do that fast.
So that you are a perfectionist.
Yes. I used to, then I stopped, then I came back. And then I cut people off easily.
You
Can't-
cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next, then the habit now is I do things alone.
Okay, so habits. You are a ranger. And it is easier to kill lone rangers because they don't have protections. As bad as people are, it's better to have people around you than to stay or live alone. I have known that a long time ago. And whether you like it, as my professor at Harvard Kennedy School will say, that people are people all over the world. It doesn't matter the color of their skin. All right. So thank you for helping yourself to identify the habits, the behaviors, and what? And the thoughts. Since you were able to pull those out, it means you are ready for your journey of self-transformation. The second thing to help you in this journey is choices. Choices. You have to be aware of your choices. You have to be aware of your choices. Every day, we are faced with 35,000 choices, and we make an average of 35,000 choices every day. Every day. And in all of these, we choose between 5 to 9 as our best options. Out of these 35,000 choices that we have every day. For instance, this morning, you made a choice. And the choice was that you wanted to come to this place. Another option was available to you, not to have come. True or false? Yes, and that would have also been a good choice. Yes, but you chose to come. Choice. So, every decision you make affects your identity. Every decision you make contributes to your self-transformation or non-transformation. Again, when you made up your mind to come to this place, you also had a choice about the route to follow to be able to get here. There are so many roads or routes to be able to get to the covenant place. But you chose one that you felt was the safest, the smoothest, and the fastest. True or false? Because you wanted to save yourself time and be able to get here. John Maxwell said, life is a matter of choices. And every choice you make makes you. Every choice you make does what? Makes you. In life, we often think that no other option exists except the one we have chosen. True or false? Let me repeat. In life, we often think that no option exists except the option we have chosen. But do you know what? What makes that so is because of our psychological belief of what we call preferences. So, I prefer. And that comes also in our choice of who to settle down with. I prefer slim ladies to what? Preference. And listen to me. What is destroying your life are the preferences that you are making. What is destroying your life is your preference list. It may be your preference, but it is not the best. You have preferred it because it fits into your comfort zone. You have preferred it because it fits into your reason. You have preferred it because that is actually what you want, not what you need. So, my daughter and I, when we traveled to Ghana and were coming back, I think it was in Benin Republic when I saw her buying pineapple. So I asked her jokingly, I said, I've noticed some of these fruits that you eat. Do you really like them? And she said, Dad, no, I don't like them. But since I've discovered that that's what my body needs, it's them, not because I like them. It sounded an alarm bell in my ears. So, we shouldn't eat because we like it. We should eat it because that is what our body needs. And someone has said jokingly that most of the foods our body needs are bitter. These ones that are sweet are the ones that kill us. And so, you hear people say, bitter leaf, I beg. Someone jokingly said to me, and he was serious, because we are discussing about, I said, look, I don't take my tea with sugar. And he said, Pastor, why? He said, I beg. It better make sweet thing killer than make... And he was serious. Say, no, it better make sweet thing kill him than say... So, till tomorrow, it's what two of us joke about. Till tomorrow. He said, in go drink tea. Sugar, he said, no, yeah, Pastor, he never reached there. He better make sweet thing kill me than make bitter thing kill me. And the wife said, he drinks a cup of tea with at least 4 cubes of sugar. I hope you heard that. So, So that comes up to this issue of choice. So daily, if you want to transform, make the right choice. Sarah Infilga made the choice. I tell you that it was not an easy choice. It wasn't. It was not an easy choice. I made a choice that I was not going to use white sugar anymore. And I did my best not to. I can't remember the last time I took a cube of white sugar to add it to anything. I would rather take my tea, my Lipton tea with nothing inside, than to add a cube of white sugar. And somebody asked me, how you did drink it? And I saw you doing face like this. The reason is because it builds up over time. Your choices will stack for you the good benefits, or it will stack for you the bad benefits, because they are all benefits. But it doesn't just happen now. It takes time. Choices are like stacked cards over time and over and over time and over time. So, identify an aspect of your life that you are not happy with now. I want you to identify it. Identify an aspect of your life that you are not happy with now. It may be one, it may be two, it may be three, but I'm asking you to identify one. And you would have found it when you did your life will. Can we still call it will? It's still will. Only say the will bend. So, and identify that area of your life. So the question is this. The question is this. Why are you unhappy that your will is unsatisfactory? Because that's the name you called it. Why are you unhappy that your will is immovable? Because that's the name you called it, true or false. Why are you unhappy that your will is killing slowly? Because that's the name you called it. So, if your will is immovable, where then do you want to be instead? Which kind of will do you want it to be? But what changes can I make in how I am behaving that will help me get closer to the place I have identified? What adjustment can I make in my habits, in my behavior, in my thoughts will help me get closer to what I have identified? That will make that will to become safe, Mrs. Oloruntova, instead of it being unsafe. That will make that will to become safe instead of being dangerous. Because what you don't realize is that you are not just the one riding with that wheel. You are riding with that wheel from others. True or false? Now, will you want your loved ones to continue to ride in that car with the shape of your wheel? It's not a rhetorical question. No. Why no? So that all of them no go quench. So that all of them no go crash land. But have you not crashed them before now? Unknowingly? Yes, you have. So that's where choices become important. So become deliberate, intentional with your choices today. So if I stay up till 11 p.m. with my eyes glued to my phone or to the computer, I should know that the minimum that I will be able to have sleep will be 1 a.m. It's obvious. It's the effect of the blue light. It's the effect of the blue light that come from the gadgets we use. Before it can dissipate, it takes about 3 hours. So, always encourage people, put down your gadgets at least 1.5 hours before you go to sleep. That is the only way your brain can begin to shut down. So what have I done? I have programmed my phone to my sleep mode. And so exactly at 8:30 p.m., my phone will remind me that it is time to gradually begin to set myself in order to go to bed. Why? 9 p.m. is my sleep time. No matter how the ball sweet reach. "9 p.m., I've gone to bed. I want to be able to sleep at least 5 hours at a stretch. At least. It's your choice. And so I made my choice. Since I started ministry on Expert, running my normal gym time has become a problem. So I decided to buy myself a bicycle. The reason is because 20 minutes of cycling every day cancels the negative effects of sitting down every day. Psychologically and biologically proven. Just 20 minutes of cycling will cancel the negative effects of what? Of sitting. Because sitting kills people gradually when you sit a lot. And so I bought myself a bicycle. I didn't want to. I needed that money, but I had to. So I bought myself a mountain bike. So I love jumping on my bicycle. I have my helmet so that when I ride, I'm fully safe and protected. When I have the time, I hit my gym. I built a mini gym at home, invested money into it. Because to jump into my car to drive to the gym nearer to me, time, and I may have excuses. So I built a mini gym. Not so much, about 4 or 5 items in my gym. I have a treadmill. Hashem, what do you call your favorite piece? Dumbbells. We have dumbbells of various sizes and categories. Then I have a stationary bike. And I have this, what do you call the other balloon? I have a gym ball. And between now and March, I'm going to buy a punching bag to add to the equipment. Yeah. I just have to, so when people ask, why do you always look like this? I'm giving you a secret. I invest in my health. I invest in my well-being. That is why I can stand for 7 at a stretch and I don't feel it. Choices. 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 A third thing, having discussed choices, the number 3 is to create an identity. Create an identity. So at this point, I hope you have airtime and data on your phone. If you don't, you may need to do so now. Because we want to see how we can create an identity. All right. So, I want you to go to the WhatsApp platform of Leap. After now, I want you to go to the WhatsApp platform of Leap. But before then, in helping you create an identity, which is quite important. Okay? Maybe we'll wait till tomorrow. I think let's do that tomorrow. Let's just run through today's class. We'll do that tomorrow. Identity is who you are. Identity or not. Yeah. Identity is knowing why you are here, what you are living for, how you can fulfill your purpose, and where you can find meaning in life. It is only, I've often seen people quarrel when people ask them, who are you? I say, who are you? It's only a question. It just needs an answer. So there's nothing to quarrel about. Socrates said, man, know thyself. If you don't know yourself, you will definitely have issues with your life. So, identity. Come to grips with who you are, what you can do, what you cannot do, where you can go, where you cannot go. You should be able to know. Year 2000 or so began my journey of identity. Or 1998, thereabout, yes, 1998. As a pastor, I will always ask my wife, who am I? And she will say, you are not I say, look, I already know what I am not. I just want to know who am I, so that I can focus on that area of ministry. You see, this doing ministry like Bobo Nshe, I am just tired of it. Bobo Nshe can cure teeth problem. It can cure bone problem. It can cure diarrhea. It can cure malaria, diabetes. It can. This Bobo Nshe type of ministry, I just got tired. And one day, as I was preparing for my class at the library in the seminary at Ogbomoso, my friend walked in, Dr. Mrs. Femi Okunlola, and she came to my table. Pastor, how are you today? I said, I'm not fine. He said, what is it again? Femi, who am I? Femi said, Pastor, you have started this question again today. I said, yes. Who am I? Femi sat down. And Femi said, Pastor, you are a teacher evangelist. I said, Femi, teacher evangelist. I hope you realize that I have a specialization in New Testament studies. There is no category like that in Ephesians chapter 4. It doesn't exist. You are either a teacher or you are an evangelist. And she said, okay, this is what I mean. You are a teacher who operates like an evangelist. A teacher who goes from place to place. It dawned on me for the first time. Scales fell off from my eyes. I saw something I could connect with. That was me. I'm not a pastor. Because pastors are good in routines. I'm not good in routine. Routine, they tire me. So I'm not pastor. Pastors also have patience in doing one thing. Just one thing. Exactly. That's not who I am. I like multiple results, not one. Pastors are satisfied, one result, that's all. And pastors can do something for 36 years, even if it has not worked. They keep doing it until it works. I also realized that I wasn't an evangelist, because evangelists are troublemakers. Evangelists have patience. That was not me. I also knew I wasn't a prophet. Prophets have anger issues. So I looked at Femi and I said to her, I said, flesh and blood has not revealed this to you. I said, this is who I am. And that is what I have been searching for. Thank you for helping me to realize who I am. So I am proud any day, any time. We may be on the last scale in the scale of spiritual ministry gifts. You know, teacher is the last. Yes. By ranking, teacher is last. Apostle is first. We are last. But I am happy in my lastness. Because, yes, it's my identity. It's my identity. My son asked me one day, he said that each time we just ask you something, especially the Bible, it's so easy for you to bring it. I said, that's who I am. No. That's why Greek words, Hebrew words, they matter to me. They matter. The prophet can read that Bible and start prophesying. And we teachers, we are angry. You are just jumping away. The word and, very important. Identity. Create that identity. Create that identity. Because that is what and help in your journey of transformation. Number 4, break your limiting beliefs. Break your limiting beliefs. Break your limiting beliefs. I used to be very ashamed of my writings, my handwriting as a limiting belief. So I don't like writing because you can't read it until I came across the research that proved that people whose handwritings are bad are actually intelligent because their brain operates faster than their hands can catch up with. Proven research. From that day, so break your limiting beliefs. We have about 6,200 thoughts every day. 6,200 thoughts. What we think every day. We think a minimum of 6,200 thoughts every day. And 300 of these is per minute and 50 per second. The challenge is that of these 6,200, 300 per minute and 50 per second, 95% of them are repetitive. Repetitive. It's only 5% that is new. 95% are carryovers. Carryover thoughts. And we keep repeating the same pattern every time. Listen, your state of mind can restrict you, or your state of mind can release you. I used to have a problem with heights. A lot. So, when I bought the airplane, I run away from window seats. My wife knows that. My children know that. I hate window seats. Why people fight for window seats? I fight for the seat on the aisle. I want to sit on the aisle so that I can easily move around. Window, I don't want to look out and it be like say my eye, they draw me. And so, 2019, my wife and I were flying to school at Harvard University. We flew first to Dubai. From Dubai, we were flying to school in Boston. I was sitting on my chair, gingerly. This time it was not on the aisle because I wanted to sit by my wife, who likes window. She was by her window, I was sitting next to her, with my eyes away from the window completely. The next thing was, husband, see. I said, she was telling me, see, I said, see, waiting. Husband, see. Then she began to pull my neck. I said, no, you know, sir, no, they like look. Now, no, I be looker. Look, after you tell, he said, no. She persisted. So I decided and looked. The sight changed my mindset. That was the day the issue of height was cleared. I looked and I saw the most beautiful sight I had ever seen all my life, since I've been flying. I forgot that I took out my phone and I began to record it. What did I see? It was a village in the desert. And you could see the way it was lost, just like pure tapestry. Beautiful. Right there immediately, I Googled it. I wanted to know the positioning on the map. Once I got the coordinates, I typed them in and left it. As we arrived in Boston, checked into our apartment, it was the first thing I wanted to do. I went straight into my computer, typed in the coordinates. The village popped up. It was a village made up of 20,000 Iranians. We were actually flying over Iran. And there are just 20,000 in that village. I mean, in the heart of the desert. All around them, you could see the sand. In the heart of the desert. I saw their names, the population, the streets that I saw right from the air, all out, and their manner of life. So I said to myself, my state of mind would have restricted me from this beautiful sight. Limiting belief. I already believe that each time I look, something go on drag me down. It's a state of mind. And I'm sure there are many people who have that issue too. So they don't climb upstairs because they feel that they are about to fall. Waiting one for you. It's a state of the mind. So, there are three dominant belief patterns. Overgeneralization. One thing happens, and you believe that it will always happen to you. Why is it that this thing will always happen to me? Underline what? Always. Is it really true that it is always? Always means each and every time, no break. Another dominant belief pattern, the mental. Pick out one negative detail out of all the things that are going well, and that is what you focus on. I mean, things are going well, but just one small thing is what you will focus your attention on, and your mind goes spoil. Do I have such thinkers in this house? Ayana, my hand they up. I didn't say, Ayana, I said raise your hand. Raise your hand so that your sins can be forgiven. Out of all the good, 99.9% beautiful thing, just one shekele. And that's what, you just zoom in on it immediately. Whom? And your microscope will now start picking one by one. Every other thing is lost. Another dominant belief pattern is labeling. You negatively label yourself when you have done something you or others don't like. You just give yourself a name. You put a tag on yourself. So one thing we are beginning to do is making people to stop tagging themselves and stop labeling themselves. You may have the traits, but that is not who you are. So, I've stopped saying I am an introvert. I have the introverted traits, but that is not who I am. Stop labeling myself as an introvert. No. Because, to me, that's not. I have the trait, but that is not who I am. So when I feel my personality profile, no matter how long I feel it, it will still show as I am introverted. I have the traits. So, when some persons close to me, when we carried out the exercise together, and they said, but you don't appear as an introvert, because we know who introverts are. I said, well, by my personality profile, INSJ, we have the ability, though we are introverted, to appear extroverted, but we are deeply introverted. You hear people say, no, I can't keep quiet because, you know, I'm an extrovert now. We talk too much. Stop labeling yourself. Because with those labels, we excuse our bad behaviors. All right. So, if I may ask you, which part of you always show up to sacrifice your efforts and to kill your dreams out of these three? Which one? Mental filter. Uche? Okay? The three of them. Okay? For Luca? Overgeneralization. Antoinette? The three of them. Mina? Labeling. Okay? Labeling. Okay? Mrs. Aido? Overgeneralization. Okay? Ifeanyi? Okay? Jite? Overgeneralization. It's like overgeneralization. I want to overgeneralize now. It's like overgeneralization is more with women. You see overgeneralization. I just did an example and you see what it is like to overgeneralize. You hear people say, you know, women talk too much. Overgeneralization. If you meet a man who talks,
I'm telling you. Stop praying now.
okay, so have I asked everybody here?
No.
I asked you. Okay, which of these?
Mental filter.
Okay. Okay, I've asked you. Okay. Okay. I've asked you. I've asked you. All right. Okay. Mental filter. Okay. Amy. The three. Okay. Labeling. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. And mental filter. Okay. So, can the generals raise their hand? Can the generals raise their hands? Okay, good. Can the labelers raise their hands? Can the filters? Can the filters raise their hand? Oh. If you ask me, playfully, to use my children's playful words, this is the worst test. Mental filter. It kills your mood. It sucks life out of your atmosphere. The other thing it does, which is the worst part of it, it puts your brain in overdrive mode. You start thinking of all the scenarios that will never happen. Hey, so this is because this, so this is because this, so this is. Now you start weaving like a weaver bird from one thing to another, one thing to another. Because one thing with mental filter is that it must have connectives. Out of all, people were busy, dancing, doing it. Say, did you see how she looked at me? That's my daughter Antoinette. Daddy, do you know how she looked at me? I said, how did she look? Give me example. Just 1% out of 100% has destroyed 99%. And your mood is finished. So break that limiting belief. Number 5, expand your mind. Do what? Expand your mind. Stretch it. Expand your mind. The reason you have to do that is simple. There are clutters in your mind. And those clutters stop you from being more than you can be. You need to remove them. Why is that so? You have it inside you. Have you noticed that there is a moment that brings out the best out of you? So, what is actually the secret in that moment that brings out the best of you? It is not the environment, it's your mind. Because you were able to plug into it with what? Your mind. You saw the issue I gave. The scenario I painted with that village in Iran in the desert. It was just that I expanded my mind at that moment. I could have as well said, no, don't fall inside plane. I know they look ground. When I inside plane, protected. Expand your mind. That moment that brings out the best out of you, what do you call it? I want you to give it a name. Give that moment a name. Just give it any name. Any name that you like. You can call it Cynthia. You can call it Cassandra. You can even call that moment Osikpemi. So, that moment that brings out the best of yourself, I want you to give it a name. Okay, so we start from here. Which name are you giving it? Sophia. It should say like woman. Overgeneralization. What did you call it? Greta. Rita. Okay now. Okay now. Okay. When your mates are busy kabashing on the mountain, expanding their minds. Yes, sir. Happiness. Great. Bright. Awesome. Amazing. Light. Glamour. Glamour lady. Sweetness. Amazing. Amenao. Carissa. Excitement. Ecstatic. Ebenezer. Peace. Precious. Outstanding. Excellent. Precious. So precious one, precious two. Flourish. Amazing. Familiar. Color. Colorful. Coloring. Joy. Challenging. What brings the name that brings out the best part of you? So the name is challenge. We will take him to Ibadan. So challenge bus stop. Yes, sir. Super fantastic. Yes, ma'am. Bamileni. Oh, Bamileni. Yes. I didn't hear you. Oh, Ikuogie.
That's playing and laughing.
At the same time.
Yes, sir. It could be playing.
Ikuogie. Okay. Happy. Prime. Elegant. And I want you to write down the name that you just mentioned. Each time you want that best part of you to show up, call it that name. Say, oh, it's time for you to show up. Ikuogie, it's time for you to show up. Whenever you find yourself in any atmosphere and you feel drained, whatever, call that name so that that best part of you can do what? Can show up. Because that is the name. And you are the only one who knows what you are saying. Just say, as you notice, it's glamour. It's time for you to show. Okay? All right. Glamour, yeah, show. Now. Not be tomorrow, now. That has become your transformation code. Because that's the best part of you. Have you noticed that these people who say they have anger issues or temper issues, have you noticed that there was a point that your temper was tempered with? True or false? What made the temper to rise at that point? And you were wondering if you were the one. It was because the best part of you showed up. And you have the capacity to make that best part to show up always. Just call it by that name when you feel angered. Because it's a negative behavior. And say, look, glamour, show. Show. And because that is the name, you become an achiever and a success at the same time. The final thing in this session that you have to do, the final thing that you have to do is to gain momentum. That's where we are stopping today. Is to gain momentum. What do you understand by momentum? It is that force that keeps an object moving. It is that quality that keeps an event developing. Or it has been. So gain momentum. And how do you gain momentum? Start from your result. Move to your actions. From your action, change your beliefs. And then your potential and your products can actually manifest. So, let's put it this way. What's your goal, your dream, or your desire in 2024? Can someone just mention, let me pick someone. Oh, Mina. Give me one goal, one very specific goal you have for 2024. Yes. Complete my course on what? There is a type of consulting that it is. So which type of consulting? On parenting consulting or consultancy. So let's just leave it at parenting consulting. So that is the result. Is that not? Yes. The result is that you completed your course on parenting consulting and you became a parenting consultant. So the goal is to become a parenting consultant. Good. So that's one. We move from there to two. Every goal requires action. Action. Meaning, for you to complete this course, what extra large effort do you need? What sacrifice do you have to put in place to make it happen? Mention the two most important. One. Don't just say financial. How much? Call it by name. Raise 2 million naira. Or is it $1 million? 2 million naira. What is the next thing? Create what? Okay, create time. Good. Create time. Now, we are breaking it down gradually. This 2 million naira, where will it come out from? That's not the wahala. No, that's not the wahala. Now, if I have 4 siblings, how many of my siblings can give me at least 100,000 naira? We are going somewhere. You are not depending on people. You are looking at your resources. You are looking at your available resources. Good. So, out of this 2 million naira, let me start now from you. How much do you have? Yes. 400,000. So it means we are not looking for 2 million naira. We are looking for what? 1.6 million. True or false? So we are looking for 1,600,000. Good. Which investment do I have that if I scale it, I will be able to raise some part of this money? Good. So from your salary, how much can you get out in this 1.6 million naira? How much can you save out? So from this salary, from this, you will be able to save what? 100,000. Good. Monthly. So when is this 2 million naira to be paid? Good. So the whole of 2024. Good. You are saving 100,000 naira from January to December, is that not? So that is how much? 1.2 million naira. And that is where, remember we are talking of extra large efforts. So how much do we have remaining? 400,000. So what we are looking for is actually 400,000, not 2 million naira. Because we already have 600, we are going to save 100,000 every month. All things will always be equal. Now, if you are afraid that all things will not be equal, to save the 100,000, then zoom down to a figure you are very sure of. 50, 80,000, zoom down. Quickly before we finish our... Exactly. I like that. Good. Here we go. So, we are very sure, very certain that from savings, we are bringing out 700,000. So, how much will be the balance here? Huh? 700,000 out of 1.6 million. Oh, this is 10 months. Oh, that's 740, 800,000. 840,000. So, how much is remaining? 760. Good. So, we are looking for 760,000. Scale down a little bit more. From this 760,000, whether you like it or not, and I'm getting serious here, people will give you dash. True or false? That dash may not be more than 50,000 or 20,000 naira. No? Let's say in the whole year. Yes. Are you ready to commit that dash towards this? So we are not sure of committing that dash. So we are looking for 760,000. That's 2 million. You see, we have been able to scale it down from the mighty million now into what? $2025. You see what we are talking about? So you now notice that with extra large effort, something has just happened. And what happened was a belief change. You immediately changed your belief. You said something can still happen. Something can still happen. And then you concluded it will be taken care of. So it means April 2025, we have a certified parenting consultant, Mrs. Oyenemine Nikori. Come on, celebrate her! Thank you. So you find that the product, whenever you want to achieve anything, stop Stop beginning from the obstacle. Start from the result. Because the result is what will excite you. We often start from obstacle. Once you start from result, what you want to see, what you want to achieve, how you want it to look like, you will be excited. Then you can put in and commit yourself to action. No matter what it will take, you will be ready to do it. Because the result is exciting. And then you are able to identify the patterns of belief that has not helped you. And then you scale up immediately to using what you have inside you to achieve and launch into your product. You see how this? Yes, sir.
From the action, does it mean that every expectation must come from within? Because if we are looking at expectation from within, vision will be delayed.
This is where I'm going to. Any goal that you set that is outside of you, of your reach, is not a goal. It's not a goal. A goal is what you have the capacity to achieve. And so you must be able to look inward. Once it is external, outside of you, you have no control over it. A goal is what you have control over. Every year, maybe tomorrow I will come into it. In our church, I need people to set what we call prayer goals. And you see people write things like, Father, this year, give me financial prosperity. That's not a goal. Because it's not tangible. It's not measurable. It's not achievable. You also see people put things like, Lord, give me 10 million naira. I need a favor of 10 million naira. The thing is, look at yourself. Does your current job has the capacity to bet 10 million naira? Not to deceive yourself. The reason is because we often think, and hear me well so that you understand it. We often think that, which is important, whenever we are setting those goals, we are actually setting it for God, not for ourselves. So because we set it for God, we don't do anything about it. Yes. Because it's God we set it for. Let God go and achieve it. So at the end of the year, you are discouraged. And you hear people say, God did not do. God did not do. But go back to Scripture. All things you need for life and godliness is already where? In you. So if it is external, it's not a goal. It's more or less a wish. Do I believe in the God factor? Yes. I believe in it. Do I believe in the favor factor? Yes. I pray it. I don't design my goal on the favor factor. I design my goal on my innermost potential. When the favor factor comes, it expands and explodes my innermost potential. Because I know it's what I can achieve. When you bought the land for your church, when you bought the land for your church, you didn't have one kobo to pay, but you believed that with what you had, you paid the complete 35 million naira and you got the land. Of course. Was it easy? You were sowing your salary. True or false? You were depriving my daughter and my grandchildren of good food. True or false? Because that was extra large effort. Were you depending on the offering of the church members to pay that lesson? No. And today, everybody is wishing that they had your land. But nobody knows what you went through to be able to buy it. Extra large effort and a belief change. Always start from result. Stop starting from obstacle. Each time something comes for, but I don't have money. Is money the first thing to announce? First, ask yourself, is this what I want? And then look around you. Do I have the resources to be able to achieve it? There are certain things that if you have to sell them to achieve your goal, go ahead and do what? Sell it. Sell it. I preached in church one day and I told them that. Yes. Elisha asked the woman to go and do what? Borrow. Borrow vessels. There are things you need to borrow to be able to achieve your dream. And there are things you need to sell to be able to achieve your dream. And so sell the material off. Sell the car off. Walk out with leg. Sell the car. Take the money or the resources from the car. Put it into something. 5 years' time, you can buy that car 10 times over. And stop having this clingy, small mentality. Belief change. So when you start from result, you proceed to action. The action, what should I do to be able to achieve this? There is a doing on your part. Stop setting goals for God to achieve. And you are leaving it for God. At the end of the year, you are asking me, Pastor, you told me that this year was my year. Yes. Of financial freedom. It's remaining 10 days. Papa, when will I have the freedom? But you went to sleep. Do you know the things I've done this year? Do you know? When I reached a point and I saw the way my finance was traveling, it was very simple at that point to make a change. All I did was simple. I called my baby girl, Osikwemi, and I said to Amy, come, what will it take to trade in crypto? And Amy said, let's just buy a robot. We'll buy a robot that will trade on our behalf. I said, is that? I said, okay. Give me everything I need to know. She sent me the things I need to know. I studied them. And when I studied them, I reached a point of decision. It was me. That's what business is about. Risk. And so, I put in the money there. And our robot began to trade. So when I am trapped financially, because the reason I set that up was to be able to run my everyday small expenses and business. Because every month or every week, the robots will bring something that will take care of my expenses. All the able to buy sweet, buy this, the robot will have to bring the money. And so I will say to Amy, please, she will convert it from the USDT into Naira. And immediately it's converted, the Naira shows up in my bank account. I use it to solve problem immediately. Was it easy to invest that amount at this point? No. But I had to do it. I had to do it. And so I said to her some few weeks ago, I think I have achieved my goal for asking you to set up the robot. From now on, don't transfer the money anymore to me. Whatever it makes, buy more USDT, buy more, keep buying more. Let it just be growing and accumulating until any time I feel that I will need to draw out money. But for now, just keep buying the Bitcoins. I've heard people say it doesn't pay. Yes, I've heard people say that. I've heard people say it pays. So when it comes to business, I make up my mind and I decide if it is what I want to do. I ask the divine if it is what he is giving me peace to do. And once he gives me liberty, I go ahead. Start from what? Result. Stop asking how every time. Stop being the devil's advocate. So to my son, stop having a pessimistic mind. Yes, there are always two sides, a good side and a bad side. Weigh the options and then move. Because with the result, you can always arrive at your potential or get your product activated. So, we'll stop here for today. All right. Any question? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I like that. I like that. Thank you. Thank you. Any question?
I wanted to ask, let's say we have a personal goal, we are also privileged to have divine goal. Goal we are setting is okay. I believe God can make this happen. Even though it's not within my hands, I'll set the one that is within my hands. But I can also go and set a faith goal. So this one I thought if I don't have the capacity to do this. Is that possible?
This is what I do. I won't tell you yes or no, but this is what I do. I set a goal that I know I can achieve, though it is beyond me. I know I can achieve it. It is beyond me. When I say it's beyond me, I mean I will have to stretch myself to be able to achieve it. And I'm ready to do that. With that, I leave opportunities and allow to walk in between. Even when I set the one I know, I practically have all the power to be able to achieve it. I still depend on the divine. So I don't set my own and set God's own. God and me, we are one now. We be pally. So I don't set two different goals. That's what I do. I set a single goal and believe that the divine has the capacity to work in me, both to will and to do of his good pleasure. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Each time I come here, there's always that encouragement to keep doing what is good. Is this thought, when we're dealing with the thought, I reflect back to what happened to me in my present station now. Something happened that from the church, entered the house, and the decision just came. I just began to write letter of resignation, resign, and let me leave this ministry. So the question is, what will push somebody to that thought after spending close to 20 years that time in the ministry and now? This thought of I want to quit because it was like the church, and now my wife was not taking it easy with me, so it was like here they hot, here they hot. So my thought was, let me just quit. It took me time. So I'm gradually getting out of it. But my question is, what will push someone to that point
Well, this is the way I will put it. No one can answer that question for you. You are the one who can answer it. And what do? Go back to your experiences of the past. Track your journey. And realize that there are some of the things that happen within your journey that you internalize and never healed from. And they have remained as internal injuries. So whenever you reach a point, you excavate the wound again. And that pushes you to that decision. So you may need to travel back to that past and get it healed. Heal the memories. Once you heal the memories, you'll be able to handle the challenges in the present. Thank you. Any other? Any other? Yes, sir. Tomorrow, in the second part of this, there is a second part to these 5 keys of transformation. And let me show you where we are going to. So tomorrow, when we get to how to expand your identity, then the first thing we will do tomorrow is get to know yourself. We're going to spend time tomorrow to get to build a personality profile. And how we will do it is simple. I will put some instruments within the platform this evening that will help you understand who you are. And the Myers-Briggs personality profile test, I will put it there. Then the strength profile test, so that you get to know your strengths, I will put it there. Then there's what we call the core big 5. There are 5 big areas of your life that you are actually strong in to know what they are. That will help you to get to know yourself better. So I will put all those on the platform today so that you can carry out the tests all through today. By the time we come to class tomorrow, so that we'll be able to discuss that number 1 effectively. Those are the things we do in our classes that make our classes a little bit pricey, because those are instruments that we buy. But times and seasons like this, when God instructs, we can give out our classes for free like we have done. So one more question, if any. If there's none, we'll be on our way home. Right.
First of all, let me appreciate you openly. Yes, because you are a factor that have affected both the numerator and the denominator.
Oyibo. Oyibo.
The last time I was opportune to attend the class, it helped me to build on success. And we dealt on goals. That goal helped me in 2021 through 2022.
Yeah.
All through. The goal will end 10 days from now. And that goal actually helped me to be focused and not do things.
Yeah.
Yes. Like Zaga. So, but in the course of the last part that I made just now, I want to let us understand where we can match both goals and dreams together. Because it was what actually helped me. Each time I look at this diary for a year, everything is here.
Yeah.
I told myself that whether I like it or not, I must be alive. I must see those dreams come true. And then I set a goal. And the goals happened less than when we were supposed to be 5 years old. But I achieved it in 2 years and 7 months.
Hmm.
And the reason for that is because after living here, it is important that all of us go back to our drawing board
Right.
to activate what you are teaching us now.
Thank
But
you.
it's beyond this board. That's why I want to say, let me appreciate you.
Thank you.
It's
I'm
beyond
grateful.
this board. If we just pick the information, and how I did it was to also reteach what you have taught.
That's good.
I brought my teams together, and then I taught them word for word everything you gave on our manual.
Wow.
And then that helped me to be able to achieve the results we are talking about. So please, I think if you have ever learned from anything, we should put this thing again to work. Thank you, sir.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Thank you so much, everyone, for finding time to be able to come. We are building something. We hope it comes to pass. Next year, all things being equal, Life Circle is going to host a program on mind shifting at the Victor Waifo Center. We are already speaking with state government who are ready to release that property to us for that one-day mind shifting event. And all we'll be doing that day is just, we'll be targeting limiting beliefs and how to help people come out of it. Also in 2024, we also want to affect marriages. So we are starting a program, the Healing Cave, THC, specifically dedicated only to married people, to help break limiting beliefs, heal their emotions, and help position them to live true married lives. Because we see that a lot of homes are going through depression. But it is exciting to be married, not depressed. And we are looking forward to that program too. We are hoping that Easter Saturday, that's what we call it. Easter Saturday, that program will be coming up at Constantia Hotel. I mean, that will be, I think, 30th March 2024. And it will just be for 50 couples. Once we are ready, the registration portal will be open for registrations. So thank you for finding time to be a part of our program. Okay, can we all rise? Let us pray. Eternal Father, we thank you for all that you enabled us to learn today. We pray that you help us to deploy them into action in Jesus' name. We pray that every skill, every knowledge fall on good soil. We are protected by the blood of the Lamb. As your people go, they go with your peace and in your power. Thank you, Lord, for hearing us. In Jesus' name we pray. God bless you. Have a nice day.